We got another episode of the series where I rate and improve your guys' teams. You guys will send me your teams on Twitter at xevantanaka, and I'll give you guys my best suggestions for your squad and give you guys my rating 1 through 10. Could be a 6, a 7, 8, a 9, or a 10, whatever I do think about your squad. Also, guys, if you want to comment your team down below on the YouTube video, let me know what your team's looking like and let me know how much MT you guys have. And once again, I'll give you guys my suggestions and my rating 1 through 10. But looking at the first team here of the video, it's going to come in from my boy Luke. He's got 100,000 MT and he almost has Jimmy Butler. So once you get Jimmy Butler, what you're going to want to do is move Ray Allen to that backup shooting guard spot and then have Jimmy at the starting 2. But what you also could do is sell a guy like Ray Allen and maybe even downgrade right from a Ray Allen, right? Have Ron Artest as your backup shooting guard, and then once you get Jimmy Butler, basically sell Ray Allen, get your like 400,000 MT, how much ever he goes for, right? Have Jimmy Butler at that shooting guard spot, and then now you have like 500,000 MT to work with instead of only having 100,000. That's a suggestion. If you want to keep Ray Allen, he's obviously a really good shooting guard. Other than that, I mean, I like your starting 5. It's really, really good. For me, your only weak positions are going to be your backup 4 and are going to be your backup 5. Now, you do have Michael Porter Jr. I'd maybe even recommend locking in for a guy like Moses Malone or locking in for a guy like Kyle Kuzma. For that backup center position, definitely get a guy like Jared Allen, though. 1000% get Jared Allen for that backup center spot. Having Vanderbilt at the 5 is just going to be way too small. So Jared Allen is going to be the best suggestion for the backup 5. If you like Vanderbilt, I mean, you can definitely move him to the backup 4. But like I said, I'd maybe lock in for a guy like Kuzma or a guy like Moses Malone. For this team though, I mean, it's a good squad overall. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7.5, because your backup 4 and 5 are definitely really weak. Looking at the next team here, coming in from Brandon, he's got about 450,000 MT, and once again got a pretty decent squad. I give this squad another probably 7.5 or 8. The bench is going to be a lot weaker than the starting lineup. I would not change anything on the starting lineup. It's a really good starting 5. The bench though has to be improved a little bit. Once again, Jared Allen for the backup 5, going to be a lot better than LaMarcus Aldridge. He's only about 40. He's about 35 to 40,000 MT. For your backup small forward, I mean, there's a couple of different guys you could go with, but for your backup point guard, I would definitely get a guy like DeJounte Murray or a guy like Caruso. For your backup small forward position, I might even recommend a guy like Michael Porter Jr. You can slide Larry Johnson to the backup 3 and then have MPJ at the backup 4. That's probably what I'll recommend doing. So yeah, those are my suggestions for your squad, but overall, a pretty decent team. Looking at the next squad here, coming in from Cardshark, he's got 1 million MT, and he's legit got one of the best squads in the game. I mean, there's really nothing you can make an upgrade for on this team. I mean, even though you have 1 million MT, I mean, this is probably, in my opinion, the best starting 5 in the game. I would maybe start Kareem over a guy like Hakeem, because I do like Kareem a little bit more, but pretty much the best starting 5 in the game. And then off the bench, I mean, it's pretty much the best bench you can make, except for a guy like Shawn Kemp. So if you're grinding for Worthy or Anthony Davis, once you get Worthy, I would definitely recommend putting him over a guy like Shawn Kemp. But other than that, maybe put Ray Allen over DeMar DeRozan. That's really preference. And then maybe grind for a guy like Russ. He could play over Cade. But once again, that is really preference. So this squad rating, I mean, is going to be like a 9.9 out of 10. Basically a perfect squad. Looking at the next team coming in from King, I think it's pronounced Mo. He's got, or Mew, I suck at pronouncing names, but he's got 40,000 MT. He's got another decent squad, a bunch of players that, you know, he has some good players in there, like, you know, Moses Malone's really good, Big Z's really good, Zion's unauctionable, so obviously you can't sell him. Lance Stevenson, I like your bench honestly more than your starting lineup, at least for the 1 through 4. So I would start DeJounte Murray over a guy like Dyson Daniels, sell Dyson, and then pick up Caruso for the backup point guard position. That's basically be a fair swap for MT. I think Dyson and Caruso go for around the same amount. And then off the bench, you'll have Caruso, Lance, Larry Johnson, Zion, and then for your backup center position, once again, get a guy like Jared Allen, and then I think your squad is complete, because your starting lineup will be DeJounte Murray, J.R. Smith, Brandon Ingram, Moses Malone, and Big Z. Once again, I'd also recommend probably getting DeJounte Murray for point guard, but moving him to point guard, Cruz off the bench. But I'd also recommend getting Ron Artest Diamond. I think he's a lot better than a guy like J.R. Smith. But even if you want to keep J.R., your lineup would be like DeJounte Murray, J.R., Brandon Ingram, Moses Malone, and Big Z. And then off the bench, you'd have Caruso, Lance, Larry Johnson, Zion, and Jared Allen. That team, in my opinion, is a lot better than the team you started with. But this squad before the suggestions is probably like another 7 to 7.5 out of 10. Pretty decent team though. Coming in, next team here coming in from KJ. He's got 700,000 MT and he's grinding for Jimmy Butler. So once again, once you get Jimmy Butler, obviously start him and then have Diamond Ron Artest off the bench. You can maybe even upgrade to his pink diamond if you wanted to. Team though, pretty solid. Center position, I think you could definitely upgrade. I don't see a reason why you don't get Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the starting center position, guys. I think Kareem is one of the best value cards in the game for the fact that he's only about 250,000 MT and you could probably get him for cheaper. I got mine for 215,000 compared to 250,000, but even 250k, like 250 50k is going to be a really good pickup for Kareem. So definitely start him at the center position. Either move Jermaine to the back of 5. I probably like Moses Malone at the 5 more than a guy like Jermaine. So you could keep Moses at the back of 5, maybe even put Jermaine at the back of 4. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much my only suggestion. Would get Pink Diamond Kareem at that starting center position. Looking at the last team, the video comes in from Eli. W Stream dropped the sub and around 1 million MT. So he's got a God squad. You know, D Rose, DeMar, Tim Thomas, Moses Malone, Kareem, and then off the bench going to be really elites as well. So I'd say for this team, rating out of 10, probably going to be a 9. I would say if you have 1 million MT, I think you have to have John Wall on the lineup, especially if your starting point guards is going to be D Rose. I would have D Rose off the bench over a guy like DeJounte Murray, and then have John Wall starting. For your shooting guard spots, I think you can maybe go for a guy like Ron Artest. Wait, you should have DeMar DeRozan, right? Because you locked it for Tim. Oh yeah, it's DeMar DeRozan starting. But yeah, off the bench, I would probably go Ron Artest if you want to upgrade to his Pink Diamond. But if not, Latrell Sprewell is going to be very solid. And then Amari Stoudemire, I would probably upgrade that to a guy like MPJ. I do think he's going to be a good amount better. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and sub down below. And like I said, drop your teams and how much MT you guys have in the comments, and I'll give you guys my best suggestions and my best rating 1 through 10. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.